We may not have a lot of time, we may not have a lot of money, but the holidays are coming anyway. Welcome to Meals with Maria. The holidays can be overwhelming as it is without a ton of ingredients in a super complicated recipe. So today I'm bringing you 4 ingredients or less breakfast, appetizers, and desserts. These are incredible, super easy, and you're gonna love them.
Oh my, this one is delicious. We are doing just a 2-ingredient casserole for breakfast here, and it is too easy not to share. Just want 1 can of store-bought cinnamon rolls and 1 can of apple pie filling, or in my case, I grabbed these fried apples with cinnamon from Aldi, both super inexpensive. So this also makes this casserole come in at under $5. Cut your cinnamon rolls into quarters and then add the entire jar of apple pie filling, or in my case, the fried apples. Those fried apples are absolutely fabulous, but if you can't find them, apple pie filling is also going to be delicious. Pour that into a greased 8x8 baking dish. This recipe is also super easy to double or triple, so if you have more people, just throw in more cans and you're going to be all set. You want to bake this at 400 degrees for about 12 minutes, but go ahead and check it. I think every oven is different, especially depending on kind of the temperature in your kitchen, how cold your cinnamon rolls were when you first put them in, and how many apples you have in there. Look at that bubbling. Is your mouth watering? And then you actually get another ingredient, which is kind of a freebie because it comes in the cinnamon rolls already. Go ahead and pour that delicious icing right over the top, and look how fabulous that is and how simple it was. This is perfect for a Thanksgiving or a Christmas morning where you don't want to do a ton of work, but you want to have something super special. I also think if you had like peach pie filling or pear pie filling, both of those things would taste delicious in this. If you try and tell me these are not the cutest appetizer in the entire world, I will argue with you. Even better, they come in at 3 or 4 ingredients depending on what type of crackers or how many crackers you use, and it's so simple. You want a triangle-shaped cracker and then kind of a square-shaped cracker, some cream cheese, and some orange cheddar cheese. You can kind of slice this however thin that you like it. I'm just slicing I think it's like an 8-ounce block in half. You could probably do this in thirds too, and the cheese would just be like a little bit thinner. So kind of your choice on how you want it to look. And then I'm just lining up the crackers as kind of a pattern to see how many slices or how many triangles I can get out of my cheese. You can do this whichever way is easier for you and kind of how you work in an artistic manner. So for me, I started off with mini club crackers, but they weren't exactly the right size for what I needed. So I ended up grabbing some wheat thins, and then I cut them in half, and then I cut another one actually into quarters. And I'm going to kind of glue those on with the cream cheese to the back to make it look like the pie crust. So I just put some cream cheese on my cracker and then just place the cheese right on top so it makes it stick. I also think that a boursin or like a garlic herb cheese would taste delicious on this. So I didn't have that, but if you have that, you can totally use it. And that's just a great like a glue, right, to make it stick. And then just put that same piece on the back of the cheese there. And then I just placed one of the long pieces of the wheat thin and then one of the half pieces of the wheat thin, and it makes this perfect little crust. And does that not look like a pie or what, guys? It's so cute. I'm obsessed. And it's such an easy thing. Like, this is a great last minute. I mean, yes, it takes a little bit of time to kind of put it together, but there's no cooking involved. You don't need to put it in an oven when you get to someone's house. You don't have to worry about timing. It's going to be ready, and it's going to be so cute. Everyone's going to be like, oh my goodness, who made these? Like, they're incredible. And you'll be able to raise your hand and be like, yep, I put those together because I'm awesome. And then right at the top, you just want to use like a little tiny tip to make what looks like whipped cream, and it's really cream cheese. And just make sure your cream cheese is a little bit warm, because I had a little bit of trouble with mine just because it was a little bit cold. But I was able to get them out, and look how adorable. I mean, they're really, really forgiving as far as making it look like whipped cream. For this next one, we're going to make 3 ingredient Brie Bites. It doesn't get much easier than this, except for maybe the first 2 recipes I shared, but I'm just loving these low ingredient recipes for the holidays because we don't have a lot of time to just be putting together a million ingredients. You want to be able to get something on the table quick. So you want 1 puff pastry sheet, 1 brie, or you even really need like half of this. That's how much I needed to use for 1 puff pastry sheet. And then I'm using fig preserves, but you can use strawberry jam, raspberry jam, any type of jam that you like or you have, go ahead and use that. Make sure that your puff pastry is defrosted, and then I'm going to use a pizza cutter, but you can just use a regular knife too, and I'm going to cut it in kind of like I think I did like 4x5. It just ended up working out that way, but I think 4x4 might be a more reasonable way to do it, and it really doesn't matter. These are super forgiving, so they don't need to be like the perfect size. And then I just have a mini muffin tin here, and I'm going to place these in the bottom of the tin. I guess it's actually not a tin, it's a silicone, so we'll place them in the bottom of the silicone. And then, like I said, I just used half of this wedge of brie, and you just want to slice it into kind of small pieces that fit right in there. Again, nothing specific. You don't have to worry too much about it. It's very, very forgiving. And then top that with your fig jam or whatever you have. This is a great way to just kind of use up some jam that you had in the fridge. Like I had this left over from something else, so it was a perfect opportunity. I didn't have to go out and buy anything. And then you want to cook these at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Obviously check on them. Very similar to that cinnamon roll casserole. You just don't know about your oven and you just want to see how it's going. But that worked for me. And then you do want to let them sit for a little bit. So I let them sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and cool off. And once they're cool, you can pull them right out of the little silicone cups and they hold their shape. They have that crispy, crunchy puff pastry with that delicious melted brie cheese and that tang from that jam. And if you had raspberry, I feel like it would look even more festive. So these are perfect for any holiday event. Now, I didn't even know what to call these, so I'm going to call them double holiday cookies because you're going to take 1 package of the Pillsbury chocolate chip cookie dough and 1 package of the like holiday sugar cookies and kind of put them together. But you don't want to put them all together at the same time. So we're going to show you how to do it, and Julian is going to help. So you just want to grab 1 of the Pillsbury chocolate chip cookie dough rolls and then slice it into about 1/4 inch rounds. And then you're going to place them on a baking sheet with either some parchment paper or I have a baking mat down there. Now I know these look super Christmassy and it's still very early, but if you can find those like more fall ones with, I think they have like Snoopy on them or some pumpkins, you can do them with that too. So these are really good for any time of year, even around Valentine's Day. You can find the ones with hearts, those will work too. So before we place the sugar cookies on top, we're going to bake these at 350 degrees for about 7 minutes so that they're kind of like par cooked. And then we're going to take them out and then put the Christmas tree or the whatever type of sugar cookies you have right on top of those and then cook them for another 7 minutes. I realized after I started this, like this was probably not the best thing to do with a 5-year-old because it was really, really hot, but we worked together on it and we were very, very careful. I'm also realizing I'm just like rocking my Jerry Garcia sweatshirt pretty hard. So any other Deadhead fans out there, I said Deadhead fans. My husband is super into it, so I have a sweatshirt. That's why I say it like that, because I mean, I think if you're a real Deadhead, you'd probably be like, Deadhead fan? Come on, girl. So what once were those teeny tiny little sugar cookies puffed up just quite nicely. They cooked perfectly. You know, check them, see how you want to cook them. I also cooked the rest of them on the side here. You could obviously get like a second tube of cookie dough if you want to make more. But I just loved how they turned out. So festive, so easy. I didn't have to get my mixer out, and I still made something that was super cute. I want to thank you so much for being here today. To keep the inspiration going, click on this next video where you can get the top 8 Pioneer Woman holiday recipes. These are super easy and you're going to love them.